Good morning, everybody, coast to coast and around the world. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlán, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. And it's Saturday, the first Saturday of the month, April, and that means that about 10 minutes after the hour, we're going to bring on the fabulous super realtor from Ajijic, or maybe sooner, Katie Ibarra, and she's going to show us a fabulous property. And for those of you that maybe this is your first time, sometimes people show up for the first time and they say, oh, they're selling realty on this channel. We do it the first week of every month, and Katie shows us something great. We got my new neighbor in the house saying hello to everybody. I'll be seeing him in about 2 or 3 months in Morelia. Great to see you, Dave. We got Char in the house. Can't wait to greet you from Lake Chapala. Planning my work, my plan. Planning my work to work my plan. Right on, Char. Hat. Look who's here. We got Hat in the house. Buenos dias, Mamo. And for those of you that don't know, she's called me Mamo. Well, my name is William. In Spanish, that's Guillermo. So short for Guillermo is Mamo. And when Mexicans ask me, what is your name? I don't say Bill, because they can't say Bill because the I is a E. So that means they say Bill. Bill is much easier for Mexicans to say Mamo, and they all know somebody named Mamo. And here she is saying hello to everybody from Chapala. Katie Ibarra, will see her in a couple of minutes, and Verlaine is planning her trip to Mazatlán. She will be here on the 11th. Can't wait to see her. We have to set up a time to get together for breakfast. Who else is in the house? Good morning from Sandra in Colorado. It's so funny. It's so funny when people tell you what their names are. It's like Flying's GP. How would you ever figure that would be Sandra? Okay. Well, right on, Justin. How you doing? We'll hear from you all the time. It's so great to have you here in the house. Who else is Helen? I just responded to one of your messages this morning. Great to see you here from Wilmington, Delaware, and Senor Mexico from Rehoboth, Delaware. We got 2 people from Delaware. What up with that? What up with that? Wendell, good morning, Wendell, and Connecticut here. Yeah, we got Connecticut in the house. She should go before April 8th. That's the eclipse. Yes. Well, you know, things happen, right? The eclipse, of course, the eclipse is coming up, and Mazatlán is supposed to be the best place in the world to see the eclipse, and we're going to talk about that shortly. There are 500,000 people here in Mazatlán to see the eclipse. My new landlord is coming from Morelia to see the eclipse. I talked to him last night. He said it's an event that he did not want to miss. So he's coming down. His name is Carlos Perez, and we're going to get together up on our deck. They can get like a whole bunch of, we're supposed to have the largest deck in Mazatlán. So I'm going to take him up there. We're going to watch the eclipse and see what happens. He's taking the bus here. It's a direct 10-hour bus ride. We'll talk about that later. Okay, now, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, pronounced Justine. Very good. And look who's here, none other than Brian. Pretty boy Maiden. Look at him. Looks like he's settled all down there in his couch. Coco Mango. I logged in this morning like 7 a.m. Coco Mango was in the house at 7 a.m. So happy to see you here, Coco. We have 39 people in the house. Let me say a couple of more hellos coming in right over Mazatlán. Yes. The eclipse is Coco. Hola todos. That means howdy, everyone. And Jamie, Ola, Bill, and everyone from Canada. Eclipse passing directly over our place Monday also in Verlaine. Wonder how La Paz is for the eclipse. Who knows? Lenora, how you doing, Lenora, my friend from Columbus, Ohio? Oh, Katie, yeah, she's look, Katie. Here's a fine woman from Ohio in the house, and we got Matt. We got all kinds of people in Hat Mount. Beautiful day in Ahihic, and that's where Katie is broadcasting from this morning. Ahihic, Chapala. Matt, always great to see you in the house, and we got even William Mustache Stone Man in the house. Always great to see him. Miss Sam in the house. Feliz Sábado. She got it right. I remember one time she didn't get it right. That means happy Saturday. And my main publicist, Brian Maiden, telling everyone to click the like button. Yes. If you're new here, ask anything you want, say anything you want. We're a big family here, and our family is growing. We're up to 11,100 subscribers, and people that come and join us on Saturday mornings. We're like family. I've been in Mexico for almost 20 years, and I don't know everything. I know some stuff about immigration. I know some cities. I've been to some places. But for everything I don't know, somebody in the group like William Mustache Stone Man, who has traveled all over Mexico, someone will have the answers to your questions. Let me say a couple of more hellos, and then we're going to get busy with Katie Ibarra. Axel Foley. Hi, Axel Foley, and Ray Garcia from Texas. Yeah, Ray, I thought you were in Mazatlán with your wife. Whatever, maybe I got the wrong Ray. Okay, let's get with the program here. We're going to bring in Katie Ibarra. I'm gonna have to click some buttons here. Good morning, Katie Ibarra.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Very good, Katie. Always good to see you, and it seems like our audio is okay.
Perfect. Very good.
And Katie, let me click some buttons over here. So Katie has shared some images with us, and here we go.
All right.
Now, Katie, in the PDF that you sent me, you said that this house is 4,900,000 pesos, which I converted into dollars, and it comes out to right around $299,000. Is that about right, Katie?
That's just about right, Bill. I did the conversion this morning because you're right. It's posted or listed officially in pesos, and with today's mid-market rate, I came up with about 298,000. So it'll fluctuate a little bit day by day, but that's just about it.
Okay, very good. And I put a little mappy thing up here. Everyone can see Chapala, Ahihic, and it looks like and driving from Ahihic to Chapala is about 10 minutes. It's right in between there. What do you have to say about the location, Katie?
It's a great central location called Riberas del Pilar, and again, that is between Chapala and Ahihic. For an active walker, you could easily walk on over into San Antonio Tlaquepan, which is a little village with its own church and plaza, and there's a lot of restaurants and little shops there. But Riberas itself is getting quite a few shops and restaurants right up there on the carretera, which is the main highway that goes parallel to the shore. And that's where the bus route is and the bike path. And so in this property we're going to look at today, you're just a few blocks away from being able to walk up to the bike path, the walking path, the bus route, and a number of shops and restaurants.
Okay. And I've driven down that road like 1,000 times, and you said it's kind of like a highway, but it's like 2 lanes, but it's beautiful with a dedicated bike path, all kinds of shops. It's right by the lake. It's a beautiful, quiet location, I would say.
Absolutely.
Well, let's now here is the front of the house. What do you want to say? What do you want to say, Katie?
It's a unique property in that it's really 2 independent living units. There's an upstairs and a downstairs. So somebody who might be interested in having a rental income, this could be very attractive. Or maybe you have long-term visitors, or perhaps, you've got siblings that are both retiring and, one sister wants to live upstairs and the other one downstairs, kind of a situation. But it's unique and it's new. It's newly built. It's on a little private gated lane of just 5 properties. So I think it's very tranquil back in this little pocket. You're off the street and you don't have, cars whizzing by and that sort of thing. This particular house is 1 bedroom, 1 full bath upstairs, and the same 1 full bedroom, 1 full bath downstairs. But the total construction is 2,583 square feet.
Okay, let's take a peek inside here. What is this, Katie?
Okay, so both of these independent living spaces have outdoor space. So this is the downstairs patio. It's nicely shaded, surrounded with a lot of greenery. And it's kind of hard to see in this photo, but if you look at the off to the far right, you'll see a bit of gray. That's the top of a hot tub. So it's good that this is a nice, private, tranquil area, because in the evening you could slip out there into your hot tub.
Oh, gotta love the hot tub. And where is this?
Okay, so this is the first floor open concept living room area. And you can see, even though it's new build, they tried to give it sort of an old world charm, if you will, because they've got the exposed brick and then these wood beam trusses above, and then this big, beautiful chandelier.
And the window, that's fabulous.
Yeah, both of these spaces have great imported windows and get a lot of light and air ventilation across air.
Okay. Is this the same? Is this the same floor? Is this another floor? What is this?
Oh, that's the same space. Their cameraman's just pivoting around there so you can see further into the area where you would have dining and kitchen.
That's beautiful. I would like to buy this house, Katie. Wow.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's well done.
And
that
yes.
door there off of the living room then is the full bath for the downstairs, but it has a door on the far side that goes into the downstairs bedroom as well, so you can access it from either side.
Okay, let me before we show any more images, what I forgot to do is turn on some Katie banners. There you go. So what I've done here is I click that button, and now you can see Katie's U.S. number, her Mexico number, and her email. And after the broadcast, I will have all of her contact information in the description below. So let's get back to here. Oh, here we go. Right. Now, what is this, Katie?
Okay, so we're in the downstairs kitchen. And you can see the backsplash is chalkboard. You see how they've written on there, which is kind of cool. Another thing that's unique about this kitchen, the stove, the oven, and the stovetop are electric, which is very rare. You get a lot more gas stove oven in Mexico. However, this house has 10 solar panels. So everything is run off of the solar, the appliances, washer, dryer, your hot water. There is no need to call up the gas truck for delivery like I do every 8 weeks. And
Uh,
10 solar panels, they said that the utility bills come out to about 50 pesos every 2 months. So about $3 US every 2 months.
And for people that haven't lived in Mexico, they don't understand that you have to call the gas man, because it's not like in the United States. You have a propane tank, and that's for your hot water, for your gas stove. And like you, I'm in a place now with an electric stove. This is the first place in 20 years I've had an electric stove. So with everything electric, you're living on like 50 cents every 2 months. That's crazy.
Well, 50 pesos, but still it's crazy. Maybe it comes to $1.50 every month, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at this. What is this, Katie?
All right. So that's the downstairs full bath. But you can see everything's real nice, clean, modern, neutral.
Okay. And what's this?
Okay. Now, this would look a little nicer if there was some furniture in there. This is the downstairs full bedroom, but they've taken some of the furniture out. So that back wall there, I imagine, is where you would want to put the head of the bed. As you can see, there's 2 electric outlets. So if you've got nightstands on each side, you're able to plug in a lamp and your cell phone.
Okay. Or you could leave no furniture, and you could do rollerblading in there.
Exactly.
There. Oh, okay.
All right. So now we're back outside, and you can see they've got nice little pops of color because everything inside is so neutral. But here the stairs going up are that bright red, but even the path below is unique design with gray, black, and red. I thought to myself, oh, Bill, we've got Buckeye colors going here.
Oh, yeah. Go Bucks. Go Bucks. And this?
Okay, so we're in the upstairs living unit now. Again, open concept, living room, kitchen, dining space, all in one.
Okay.
And lots of light and air with all those windows. So this is just another angle of that upstairs open concept.
Okay. So I see the refrigerator over there. Is that the kitchen on the other side of the refrigerator?
It's actually this brown panel on the left starts the kitchen.
Okay.
So it's a little different that it's offset there in that nook.
Okay.
So upstairs bedroom. My colleague is the listing agent, and I talked to her again last night to confirm, is this coming with the furnishings? And she said, what you see there now stays with the house. And I thought, wow, this side hutch, kind of an armoire, wardrobe, whatever you want to call it, is very ornate and a great bed. And so these things stay with the home.
Okay. Also, I noticed the mosquito net.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never had to use one living here, but it looks nice aesthetically, I guess. I'm not sure if those windows have screens or not. Maybe that's the difference.
Yes, as a big thing in Mexico is make sure you have screens, and if you have screens, you should never need a mosquito net over your bed.
Exactly. If you get a house that doesn't have them, they can be made easily.
Okay.
All right. And so here we are with the upstairs full bath.
Okay. Beautiful home. And what is this?
So you see they've got a top mount sink, and it's rather ornate, but really spacious. And so now the person that's living upstairs has their own private outdoor terrace, and it has a little bit of a view of the lake and a view of the mountains both. And I imagine you get a great air across there.
So, I mean, this is so wonderful for people, for if you want to buy the whole place and just be greedy about it, or if you want to live upstairs or downstairs and rent it out, then you're only paying like 50 cents for electricity every 2 months, and then somebody's paying you to live there.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity for the right person that's looking to have a rental income. Or, like I said, it's not unusual for us to have somebody to come to town and say, oh, my brother and I are retiring, my sister and I are retiring, or my best friend and I, we would like to buy a property together, but we want a little privacy. How can we have some independent? And there are a handful of these properties like this.
Okay. So I see Brian Maiden has left a comment. She's saying, so this house is move-in ready. Is that true?
It is. Yep.
And then Hat is saying, I like all of that classic architectural elements, coziness, and hominess, all of which most remodelers ruin. Love the ceilings. And also, this is one of the houses where the people actually know how to put their colors together. I like that. Now, you know, that was very good. Does anyone else? Justine is saying, oh, this show is for rich folks. Well, 300 grand or 299,000. That's not too bad. Does anybody have any overall questions about this home or about this property for Katie? Before we say goodbye to Katie, I'm going to give you guys about 15 seconds. What did we leave out, Katie? What did we miss that we should say about this property?
Well, really, it's a great opportunity. The price point is spot on, given that it's 2 independent living units and it's in that great central area. So if somebody would like to see it, send me an email or give me a call. I'd be happy to schedule us an appointment. And to the point of one of the comments that mentioned about this maybe being out of their price point, there are properties in all different kind of price points here. So if somebody is interested in reaching out and sharing with me what they're looking for and what their budget is, I can share with them, you know, what's out there on the market right now.
Okay. And Coco Mango is asking, how many beds, how many baths? What did you tell us earlier?
2 beds, 2 baths. So that's 1 bed and 1 bath upstairs and 1 bed and 1 bath downstairs.
Okay, very good. And my new neighbor in Morelia is saying, beautiful house. I really love the architecture. What area does Katie handle? Tell us about, and does she help with rentals? What areas do you handle, Katie, to help people, and do you deal with rentals?
Okay, that's a great question, because I do get a lot of people contacting me about rentals, and I do not work in rentals. I work in solely in buy and sell. However, I do have some good recommendations. If somebody's looking for a rental agent here in the Lake Chapala area, they can send me an email and I'll share that with them. As far as the area that I cover, typically I will work as far east as San Nicolas de Ibarra, and the country club out there is Vista del Lago and Galapagos across the street. So that's about as far east as I go. West, I'll go clear to Jocotepec, and then over the mountain into Ixtlahuacan, which is north. Not going south, that's the lake. So that pretty much encompasses the space where I work.
Okay. Very, very good, Katie. And so there we go. Katie joins us cheerfully the first Saturday of every month. There is all of her contact information going below the image. I'll be putting in. I forgot to put that in the description, but I will after the broadcast, Katie. So once again, Katie Ibarra, super realtor. I want to say, God bless you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we can't see what fabulous property you'll have for us next week. Thank you, Katie. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Bill. You take care.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So there you have it, folks. Take my earphones off now. There you go. Katie Ibarra, she's from my hometown. She's from my hometown in Columbus, Ohio. She's lived in the Ajijic Chapala area for about 10 years. And we started making videos when I first started. This is like 3 years ago. we probably made 50 videos about properties in Chapala and Ajijic. And she's fabulous. She helped Jack Webb with his property. People that she works with, they fall in love with her because she's just so full of energy and love. And as she shows you around, if you don't like one particular house, she'll show you like 10 other houses. And she knows every inch of Chapala Ajijic. She knows where all the shops are, the restaurants. She knows who plays music and when. And as you're cruising around with her, you can ask her all these questions and get a ton of information. Okay, so let's get back with the folks and see what the folks are saying over here. I gotta scroll back a bit. Here we go. Let's see. Rudy Clemens in the house. Hello, Rudy. Headed to the States tomorrow. Need anything? I'm good, Rudy. Rudy's headed back to the States. I hope your health is good. Rudy and his wife, Sheila, I was over there like last Monday. They gave me 2 bottles of Miracle Whip. I'm still good, Rudy. Thank you so much. Let's scroll down a bit. And head coach says, what a great house. You're very welcome. Coco, and let's see what else people are saying. House is stunning. I would love to live in that house. And the neighborhood is very good. And again, I don't want to talk about real estate too much. We do it once a month. And, so whatever. Justine. Thank you, Katie. There you go. Katrina the Maker is in the house. You just Miss Katie Abar, Katrina the Maker, great to see you here. We have a lot to cover here today. I've got like 8 pages of notes here going on here. Let me go to page 2. Okay. Something I have a couple of strange things. I run into things that I've never heard of. And I have a couple of things I've never heard of that maybe you guys know all about them. But I got to bring it up. I have a couple of neighbors. They live they're 2 doors down from where I live. I'm not going to say their names. And then I've interviewed another woman. Her name is Terry Cowan. I will say her name. And I interviewed Terry. She lives about 3 blocks from me. She's from Colorado. She rents a couple of units here in Mazatlán. One is a condo right on the beach. We've been to breakfast several times. So I saw her a couple of weeks ago, and she said, oh, well, a group of us are going to go get a stem cell injection. And she said, yeah, for whatever problems you're having with your body, you get a stem cell injection, and it's supposed to help you out, it's supposed to help you out. And she said it costs like $2,000. But I ran into the couple down 2 doors from where I live. And I just saw the female yesterday, and she says, oh yes, my husband was having real problems and all of his organs were failing. So we went in, we had the stem cell injections, and all his problems went away. So I've never heard of that. I don't know if they do that in the United States. Somebody let me know, but it's $2,000 and they say it really works. I talked to Terry. I don't think she had any health problems. She's 75. She likes to dance and get out and boogaloo and doesn't have any problems. But that's a unique thing I ran into just in the last month that I've never heard of. And but I did want to bring up, we have 64 people in the house. We have 27 likes. If you're new here, again, this is your show. It's only as good as the questions that you ask. So we can get rolling here. I got 7 more pages of notes to go through, but it is your show. I put up a couple of videos this week one video. I put it up last Sunday. It's called "Who is Bill Dallas Lewis?" And it just talks about how, because I think it was like last week, I think it might have been Axel Foley who said, "Hey, Bill, why did you actually move to Mexico? And why do they call you Bill the Geek?" So the video is short. It's about 14 minutes long, but it traces my life going back to my first visit to Mexico, to meeting Nelly Gonzalez, to moving to Puerto Vallarta, and what I did for a profession. And it gets into all the details. And I wanted to make a video about me because I will be talking about political things. And someone said, oh, I just hate politics. I hate politics. But politics affect your life. And so I wanted to make a video about me so that people could get an idea that, I don't sing songs. I don't bounce basketballs around, and I'm not. I want to say I'm not an entertainer. I'm a person, and I have political views. But politics is kind of about life. And yesterday I read an article talking about the song "Blackbird" by the Beatles, and it was an interview with Paul McCartney. And Beyonce asked permission to Paul McCartney to put Blackbirds on her new country western album. And Paul McCartney was so excited, and he was talking about why he wrote the song Blackbirds. And he said it was a civil rights song. I love that song. I've been listening to it for years. I used to play it on guitar. I had no clue that Blackbirds was a racial injustice song. And, he's a guy like me. He saw the TV shows about what was going on in the United States back in the 60s, and he just had to do something about it. So anyway, I put up that video about me so that, people that subscribe know that I'm going to talk about reality. So anyway, I put that video up last week, and then I put up a video on Thursday, I think, about the Mazatlán Juarez Mercado, or the market in Juarez. And you guys, I showed almost all the videos that I put up. I show you guys on Saturday the stuff before I put them up. So the Juarez market, I put up a video about taking the bus to the market. You guys saw all that about a month ago. We go through the market, and then I'm going to put up a video tomorrow morning. A lot of videos that I put up, the ideas come from you guys. I think it was Axel Foley that said, why did you move to Mexico? Tell us about that. Or you guys ask me this stuff, then I think about it. And some guy, in a lot of my videos, when I'm out of town, and I'll say, oh, look over there, there's a Burger King, there's a McDonald's, look, there's Carl's Jr. I tell people that. And one guy left a comment, and something like, well, why do you eat there? You're going to die eating at those places. So I'm putting up a video tomorrow morning about why I talk about fast foods, American fast food places. Why do I mention that when I make videos? Okay, now. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Justine. What's she talking about? That's cause you're so pleasant. Well, thank you very much, Justin. I think I'm getting that right about now. Don Cole. Good morning, Don Cole, watching from Panama. That girl is always all over the world. I think she lives in Florida. I'm glad you could find some time to share with us this morning. Thank you very much, Katrina the Maker. And you left comments. When you guys leave comments, I don't, for people that have like 200,000 subscribers, I don't know how they deal with the comments, man. But I try to get with the comments the same day. William Mustache Stone Man, are you taking all possessions with you, or are you shipping items to Morelia? Thank you very much. Okay, that is an excellent question, William Mustache Stone Man. And that brings a couple of other things to thought. Let's change cameras here. I don't have hardly anything. Can I move this way? Under the TV, I've got some speakers, like, there's some powerful speakers. I've got this microphone. I've got my lighting stuff. So all of my electronic stuff will go in one suitcase pretty much. And I think with that, I'm going to take 2 suitcases of clothing. And I'm going to go through all my clothing that I have now, and anything that I haven't worn in like 6 months or a year, I'm going to give to the church. So pretty much, William Mustache Stone Man, I think I'll be leaving here with 3 suitcases. So, and that's it. This apartment is beautiful, but it's fully furnished. And all I have or want or need is my computer equipment. That's it. And that's it, William Mustache Stone Man. Now, my landlord, he's taking the bus from Morelia. He got a direct bus from Morelia to Mazatlán. It takes 10 hours to get here. That was good news. So I'm going to put my stuff on a bus. And so I have 3 suitcases. I figured the bus ride's going to cost me about $60, but with my senior citizens discount card, I'm going to pay $30. I thought about flying, but that was going to cost me with luggage, cost me about $500-600. And then something I want to bring up also. I think it was last week, someone asked about rental cars in Mexico. So I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about pricing. And there's this place I walk by almost every day. It's called Enterprise Rental Car. Enterprise Rental Car. Yeah, they have them throughout the United States. And I was wondering, they have about 15 cars out there. And I was wondering, how much does that cost? Can I rent a car and just drive with all my stuff to Morelia? So I walked in yesterday. Really nice young man. He spoke fluent English. And I asked him, I said, okay. And he said, well, with all that luggage, you would want an SUV. That's going to cost you about $120 a day. So I was thinking 3 days with an SUV, $120 a day. That includes insurance and everything that you need. But I wanted to drop the car off. That would be $360. Okay. Still, I could do that in the budget. Listen to your own music, stop where you want to stop. Okay, $360, $120 a day. But here is what's killed the deal. Here's what killed the deal. What killed the deal was that I said, well, can I just drive it one way and leave it in Morelia? And the guy, this was a cool, calm, and collected guy. The guy didn't even flinch. He said, there you would have to pay the drop-off fee. And the drop-off fee would be 10,000 pesos. So it was going to cost me like 7,500 pesos or $360 to rent the car. But then the drop-off fee was going to be about $500. It was like, no. So whatever. So I thought that I would share that with you guys. rent-a-cars. Dave James. That is a great video. I enjoyed watching it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. James. Hey, Bill, if I fly in with my passport, how long can I stay? Rule of thumb, in Mexico, you fly into Mexico, you can stay for 180 days. If you want to stay for longer than 180 days, you can just leave for a day and come back, and you can walk across the border, walk back across the border, and stay another 180 days. We talked about it here live about it. I think it was like a year and a half ago, how they were giving people like 7-day visas and 30-day visas or 2-week visas. I haven't heard any of that lately. So the rule of thumb is you can come to Mexico, spend 180 days, leave, and come back the next day. You're good to go. Okay, Dave James. In England at the time, bird was slang for woman. Oh, yeah, the bird. Yeah, the birds. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, wait, Bill, are you moving to Morelia? I thought you just left another town and moved to Mazatlán. Justine, what camera am I using right now? Justine, I've lived in Mazatlán for this. I've been here about a year and a half, almost 2 years actually. And Mazatlán, it's a totally enjoyable place. But what killed the deal for me in Mazatlán was the heat and humidity last summer. Last summer was unbearable. It was unbearable. I'm out of here. I'm moving to Morelia, where I was shooting a video in Morelia last August. It was August 25th. And I left the hotel that morning at 7:30 in the morning to shoot some video. I left the hotel and I had to come back into the hotel and get 2 hoodies because it was kind of chilly out. It was probably like 55 degrees. That was August 25th. Of course, around 10 o'clock, 10:30, it was 72 degrees. And that's the way it is in Morelia pretty much year round. So yes, I'm moving to Morelia on July 4th. And look who's here, none other than Ernie Baca from Retired Life in Mexico from San Miguel Allende. Ernie, always great to see you in the house. And if you guys, for you all that have not checked out any of Ernie's stuff, check out his channel, Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull. He is a retired, I forget what you call that, sergeant, no, marshal. He's a retired United States Marshal. He's done all the freaky stuff that you see on television. Oh, from Texas. All his family is fully educated, college educated. He married a doctor of some kind of weird science. I think she graduated from Columbia. He's brilliant. But you got to subscribe to Retired Life in Mexico. He knows a lot and does a great show. Jamie, 3 suitcases. That don't need an SUV. You're right. Axel Foley. Bill, I saw somewhere there is a water shortage in some Mexico cities. How come? Mexico has mountains. Shouldn't water be flowing down those hills abundantly? Yes, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Some cities are, and we talked about that. A lot of people talked about that about a month ago. And I don't think it's about water availability. I think it's about infrastructure of some cities. I remember living in Guadalajara and Chapala, and sometimes in both places, your water supply would just go out for like a week with no warning. Like, oh, you're not going to get water for about a week. But if you own a home, or even if you're renting, and we talked about this, you can have one of those. It's like a water tank that has this ungodly amount of water in it. So you could probably live on that water tank maybe for a week. But I do not think it's water availability. I think it's cities that have infrastructure challenges. We have had no challenges where I live in Mazatlán at all. Okay, Hat. What's Hat talking about? Wow, I'm guessing there's no enterprise location in Morelia. And somebody, oh, that's very interesting. I never thought of that. Somebody has to come get it. That's probably true. Somebody, and the people can't take the bus. If the people just took the bus and they get an old person like me to drive the car, then they could use their senior citizens discount card to get there. They do round trip for $60. Hey, yeah, that you hit that right on the button. Here we go. Gas is about $5 a gallon in Morelia. Okay, so I'm going to pay $120 a day. Gas is probably going to cost me like $150. Oh, and also tolls. One of the most expensive parts of driving in Mexico is paying the tolls if you take the roads that are called the Costa roads, the costing roads. They have the free roads and the costing roads. If you take the costing roads or the toll roads, they're beautiful, very nice, not a hole in the road, beautiful, beautiful. But you got to pay a toll like every 10 miles. It's like driving through Chicago. It's like driving around Chicago. You got to stop every mile and put like $1 in the little machine, okay? So wow. So that trip would have cost me like $2,000. I don't think so. Don't need a visa? No, Justine. They give you a visa when you cross the border. It's automatic. If you're flying in, they charge you like $25, $35 for the visa, but it's automatic. You can do it online, so you're all done with it. That's it. Very easy, automatic. Thank you. Guess I can't keep up with the timing of your videos. No problem. No problem. Michael, good morning from San Diego. Great to see you here, Michael. And we have cheeseburger with fries and with frijoles, better yet. Hello, Bill. Why Morelia over Mazatlán? Okay. I'm gonna pay about half as much rent as I'm paying for now in Morelia. I mean, half. That's big. Last month, Monday, I just paid rent Monday. I paid like $830. When I get to Morelia, I'm going to pay $500, and the place is bigger and nicer and fully furnished, and the weather is better. I'm going to say the population of Morelia is about twice as big as Mazatlán. They have like 8 universities there. They have a lot of industry there. The people are very sophisticated, and there are hardly any expats in Morelia. I'm in a building. There must be, I don't know, like 150, 200 units. And there's like 500 Canadians living in this. Seriously, there's like 500 Canadians in this building. I've never run into so many Canadians in my life. Let me turn off this Katie Ibarra sticker right here. Let's go back over here. Here we go. So when I was in Morelia, I was there for about a week, and I saw maybe 3 Canadians and Americans in a week. I like that. I'm in Mexico. I don't want to live in Columbus, Ohio. I don't want to live in San Francisco or Los Angeles. I don't want to live in Alabama. I want to be in Mexico where all the Mexicans are and life is affordable. So I'm moving to Morelia because it's way cheaper. And I know some people don't like to hear the word cheap, but it's much more cheap. It's going to be way cheaper. There's going to be hardly any Canadians or Americans. I speak Spanish, so I don't have to worry about learning Spanish. And the weather, the climate there is fabulous. And it's right in the middle of Mexico. I make Mexico travel videos. So for me, it's going to be great. Then I can go to the east coast of Mexico. I can go to the west coast. I can go to the north. I can go to the south. I'll be right in the middle. I'll be an hour and a half away from Mexico City. That's why I'm moving, and I'm going to be. Mazatlán is a wonderful, fabulous place, but I'll be happy. I can't wait to get to Morelia. What else is going on here? Ms. Sam, that video was exceptional. I truly loved it. You never cease to amaze me, Ms. Sam. Thank you very much. And Ms. Sam lives in Morelia now. Oh, and she worked with my landlord, Carlos Perez. And let me say something. My neighbor next door, Pam, Pam never travels. She's 64. She's from Minneapolis. She grew up in California. Her mother lives here in Mazatlán. This is a white lady, white American. Her mother's lived in Mazatlán for like 35 years. Her mother is 94 years old, smokes like a chimney, smokes cigarettes like there's no tomorrow. She's 94 years old. And so Pam decided to take a trip. So she left about 2 weeks ago to go to Guadalajara. And she bought a one-way bus ticket to Guadalajara, got an Airbnb, just deciding that, well, I don't know when I'm going to come back. And so I didn't see her for two weeks. I see Pam every day. For her to go anywhere, she's got to walk by my door. And my door is right over there. I leave it open all day for ventilation. I got sliding back there. I got my sliding glass doors on the deck. But if I open my front door, then air blows right through here. So I see Pam every day. I didn't see her for 2 weeks. I knew she went to Guadalajara, but and I told her where to go. I told her to go to the plaza. You got to see Tlaquepaque, all that kind of stuff. And so then a couple of days ago, she shows up, and she loved Guadalajara. She says, I got to move there. I want to go live in Tlaquepaque. She says, there's just too many expats here. She's 74. She's ready to move to Guadalajara, Tlaquepaque, and get a brand new start. And she said, hey, well, I was there for 2 weeks. I only saw like 2 or 3 expats and Guadalajara has like 5 million people. So whatever. People come and they try the place out, and hey, this is a great place. Mazatlán is a great place, but it's time for me to go somewhere else. Okay, now, okay. Let's see what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay. Thank you. No problems. I think I missed something here. Oh, here we go. Ms. Sam. Thank you very much, Ms. Sam Coco. Too bad they don't have an enterprise rental in Morelia. Then you wouldn't get the drop-off fee. Yeah. Yes, too bad, right? Justine, thank you. No problems. Okay, let's keep on rolling here. Saludos, my new friend in Texas. She shared with me. She's a Mexican, I believe, and her husband is Mexican, and they live, I forget, you told me in this detailed email, I think you guys live in California, but you're moving down here She was telling me her life story. It was truly wonderful. Great to show. Oh, there you go. Where does she live? Bill's such a dope. Where do you guys think she lives? Where do you guys think she lives? Well, I bet she lives in Texas. I'm going to try to say your name. Pokitaruiz. I tried it. Give me a nickname, please. Ola, how did you get your senior citizen discount card? What age do you need to be? I'm a temporary resident. Thanks. Okay, let me try something here. Let's go over here. I'm going to open a window here. Also, I want to talk about my Mac being in the shop. Okay, we're going to open this window, and then we're going to go over here. I'm going to click this button, do this. Let me click a couple of buttons, and I'm going to click this button, and I think we will be good to go. Okay, so here's what you do. Just go to buildthegeek.org. Not .com, but go to buildthegeek.org. Come up here to FAQs, click oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stay on the home page and go over here to very helpful info. And from there, the first button down is discounts for seniors in Mexico. If you click that, that will take you to this fabulous video, Save Big, Mexico's Seniors Discount Card. You can click there and watch the video, and that will tell you how the whole process works. Now, the catch is I don't think you can get a senior citizen discount card with a tourist visa. You have to have a 1, 2, 3, 4-year visa or a permanent visa. And you have to be 60 years old. There you go. I think that will answer that question. Hat. Holy, I thought Morelia was a little town. No. Google says 2020 population, 849,000. Had no idea. And if you look at the updated information on Google, they say I'm moving some stuff around here. If you look at the updated Google information hat, it takes the population up to around 933,000 people. I think that's for 2023, 2022 or 20. It's a big city. My hometown is like a million people. It's in that range and I just love towns with colleges, college people. Hi, Julie. Hi, Bill. Hi, Julie. And I want to thank people. People are starting to donate to the channel. I'm going to call you Ms. P. From your message, you gave me another name. Give it to me again. I'm going to call you Ms. P for now. Thank you. God bless you for contributing to the channel. That's how I buy my computer equipment, all this lighting equipment, the cameras, take trips, buy bus fare, buy beer, hamburguesa, all of that. Thank you. And Jacqueline, who I believe right now is in Guadalajara. And thank you, Jacqueline, so much for contributing to the channel. Jacqueline just had surgery a couple of weeks ago on that pretty face, and I hope it's getting better so that we can do that interview. Hat. Halfway between Mexico City and Guadalajara. Cool. It's an excellent, I'm telling you, and I have traveled pretty good. And some people may be scratching their heads. Let me do something here. No, we don't want to do that. Let's go over here. we'll just get out the map. It works. So that's the great thing about what we're doing here is we can show and tell. That's what it's all about. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Now I'm lost. Now I've got all these windows open. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go over here. Let's try this. Stop that. Let's go back over here and click this and click that. There you go. Here we go. Let's click that. Okay, so now, so here's our map, and here we're in Mazatlán. Let's zoom out. Okay, what happened to Mazatlán? Mazatlán disappeared. It's off the map. Oh, here we go. Here's Mazatlán over here. Durango. I've done a video on Durango. But if we keep going out, we'll zoom out some more. Okay, here we go. And William Mustache Stoneman knows this map oh so well. But Mazatlán over here. Here's Puerto Vallarta, all of those, the West Coast cities. And then we have one of my favorite cities, Guanajuato. Did a video on that. One of my favorite cities in Mexico. And right below that, we have Morelia. And yes, if you take the bus from Guadalajara to Morelia, that's going to be about a 3.5-hour bus ride. I bet if you drove that at high speeds, you might be able to get there in like 2 hours if you like put the pedal to the metal. I mean, if you do like 120, if you did 120, you could probably get there in like 45 minutes. But if you do the speed limit, you could probably get there in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. You can see Morelia is probably a 3-hour bus ride from Mexico City. And then being in Morelia, you know, I can bump up to Aguas Calientes. I can get on the bus and go to San Luis Potosí. People all the time are talking about Puebla. I haven't been to Puebla. I want to go there. That's probably about a 4 or 5 hour bus ride. I want to go over to Veracruz. Somebody sent me a message this week. Well, have you been to Veracruz? What can you tell me about Veracruz? I want to go to Veracruz. Veracruz, check out some of these cities down here. I want to go to Chiapas. That's where I really want to go. I definitely want to go there. So all of those places are way closer. I was in Guadalajara, and of course, Chapala is right down here. Is Lake Chapala down here. I was in Puerto Vallarta, but being in Morelia puts me smack dab in the center of Mexico, and that's where I want to be. Okay, I think I missed something here. I know I missed something. Okay, let me scroll back up. Oh, wow, I missed a whole bunch. Let me scroll back. Oh, here we go. Hat, there we go. Julie, here we go. And again, if you're new here, it's your show. This is your show. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel broadcasting live from Mazatlán, Mexico. It's your show. Ask any questions, leave any comments. Say, you know, what do you want to know? Where do you want to go? Julie, hi, Bill. How long did it take you to learn Spanish? Any tips? That's very funny. That is hilarious. And I want to, if Brian Maiden's still out there, he's been studying Duolingo. I'd like to know how many days you're at Duolingo about right now, Brian. But the down and dirty of how I learned Spanish, I talk about it in my latest video, kind of. Maybe I don't. But I started studying Spanish from Mrs. Weddle at Finland Middle School in Columbus, Ohio, when I was in 7th grade. Mrs. Whittle, I loved her. So in 7th grade, I studied it all through high school. I went to a Catholic high school, and we had a Spanish teacher there. Her name was Mrs. Gonzalez. Oh, wow. I mean, she had to be about 26 years old, and that was She was probably the only Mexican woman I'd ever met in my entire life. And she was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my entire life. And I learned Spanish from Ms. Gonzalez. Now, think about when you take a class, then whatever. So I took a couple of classes. I lived in Mexico in college for 9 weeks in San Luis Potosi, living with a Mexican family. And then after I was 19, after I left San Luis Potosi, I didn't speak Spanish for 25 years. So I'm going to say, how long did it take you to learn Spanish? Well, the school training taught me some basic stuff, some basic words, some basic verbs. But if you don't use it, you lose it. The best way to learn Spanish is to hook up with some people that speak Spanish and practice a little bit, but hang out with some people that speak Spanish. It doesn't matter if they're from Spain or from Mexico, though it does kind of matter because Spain is a different type of Spanish than in Mexico. But you need to practice. Now, I was married to a Mexican woman for about 8 years, kind of, and we're no longer together, but she didn't speak any English. So we spoke Spanish all the time. That was a big crash course. It was like taking a PhD in Spanish. So what you need to do is hook up with some people so that you can speak Spanish. Because I took all those courses for years and got A's in those courses. But what I found out was you can read all of that stuff. You can take the classes online. You can practice it and say it. But until you can listen to it and understand it, all that stuff only goes so far. You have to practice this. You have to practice listening to it. So it takes practice. And I'm saying in about 6 months, if you just hang out with somebody and speak Spanish with them every day for about 6 months and then study some verbs and some vocabulary for about an hour a day, I think you'll be okay. I hope that answers your question. Justin, did you have any encounters with El Chapo's gang? I've been here 20 years. I'm sorry. I've been here 20 years. I've never had any problems with any cartel people. The rule of thumb with the cartel is as long as you don't sell drugs or as long as you don't try to cut into their avocado business, think about that, or into their precious metals business, as long as you don't cut into any of that, they don't care what you do. They'll totally leave you alone. Now, I will say, and I've said it on the show before, that when I was in Chapala, I still walk 5 days a week, very early in the morning. So I'm leaving the house to walk. It was a Saturday morning. I leave. Oh no. Well, okay. I'm just going to say, long story short, I was leaving the house. I get about a half a mile away from the house. And here's these 4 dead teenagers, 7:30 in the morning, surrounded by police. And I heard the gunshots at 2:00 in the morning the night before. What had happened is the teenagers were buying drugs from these people. I don't know who the people were, but the teenagers made fun of them or something. So the people that they were buying the drugs from killed them. Okay. All 4 of them. So there you go. People, and these were Mexicans killing Mexicans. So if you're not looking for drugs, don't come down here and even think about selling drugs. If you want to die, try that. If you want to commit suicide, come down here and start selling marijuana, cocaine, and heroin. You be dead in like a week. So no, I've never had any problems. I don't do drugs. I did smoke some marijuana last week for the first time about 5 years. I'll talk about that soon. Now, Jacqueline, thanks for showing up. Jacqueline, buenos dias. That means happy day, everyone. Jacqueline, thank you for showing up and thank you for contributing to the channel. That's how I pay my rent. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. The buck stops here. Hola, Bill and amigos. Hola, buck stops here. Jacqueline. Bill, what city in the U.S. would you compare Mazatlan's weather to? I'm going to say if you've ever been to Jekyll Island, Georgia in July, Jekyll Island, Georgia, which is I think it's just south of Jacksonville, Florida. Jekyll Island, Georgia was the most hot and humid place in the United States I had ever been to. I mean, all you had to do is take one step and all of a sudden you're all sweaty and you had to change your clothes. And then you take another step and you're all hot and then you got to change your clothes. I mean, you may as well just be naked all day and just carry a towel. That's how Mazatlan is in the summertime. It is nothing like Guadalajara. Guadalajara is only 45 minutes away from Ajijic, and they say Ajijic has the best climate in the world. And look who's here. Crazy Boy Radio in the house. Great to see you. Chow, the stranger, our long-lost friend. We haven't seen her in years and years and years. I thought she died. It's La Dolce Vita. Long time I'm back from Mexico and still in Italy. I'll be back to Mexico to check out the northern states this time. Missed you guys. Yeah, well, you have to email me. Email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. Perhaps we can have an interview. Great to see you back. We would love to hear about your experiences. Hat. I love university towns. Always plenty to do, places to eat, and generally have some cheap apartments. Yes, apartments are very affordable. Morelia, they have 8 universities there. I'm going to join some conversational Spanish groups at the universities, people that already know some Spanish, but they want to learn more Spanish. I'm going to go to the med schools and join because all Mexican doctors have to learn English very well. So I'm going to join some med school conversational Spanish groups. And instead of bars, that's how I'm going to meet women. Ha, ha, ha. I'll tell you, that's right. Ms. Sam, I love Guadalajara. I never saw a gringo. I developed trauma living in the United States. So those people represent oppression to me. It's not their fault, but I moved to Mexico for freedom. And that is so true. And Ms. Sam, I mean, they got some wackos. They got, people don't know, man. I grew up in the country, the Ku Klux Klan. Okay, now and I start talking about this, and people just, I had a whole, when I put up my political video, I lost like 100, 200 subscribers because I got political. But you guys don't know that when you are a person of color in the United States, many Caucasians just don't treat you nice. I mean, and it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's every day. It's every minute. And it gets old. And I mean, I'm not going to go down the road right now real deep, but I grew up in the country on an acre and a third, and there was a big hill right in front of our house. Our house was about 100 yards away from the road, and we had a big long driveway going up to the house. But there was this big curve right in front of the house, and once a month, in the middle of the night, somebody would be drunk, and they'd come down that curve and miss the curve, and their house would roll right into our front yard. You could just hear it, boom, boom, like that. So I'd get the German Shepherd. I'm like, 14. I get the German Shepherd. I say, Mom, there's been an accident. Mom would call the Columbus Police, the Grove City Police, and the Franklin County Police. It was like automatic. Next thing, all the police are there. And so I'm out there with the German Shepherd. My dad gets out there. It's the middle of the night. It's dark. And we're the only black people, within like a mile of anywhere, right? So we're out there. It's the middle of the night. This car's all rolled over in our front yard. Drunk people in the car. They're all unconscious. So all the policemen are white. The Franklin County police guy walks up to my dad, puts a gun to his head, and he says, come on, let's go. Okay. Just so happens that the Ohio State Patrol was there this time, and the Ohio State Patrol officer told the Franklin County cop, he said, this is Mr. Lewis. He owns this place. I mean, that's the United States, man. And there are some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Caucasians in the United States. I was married to one for like 20 years, many, 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 many friends. And that's why I was president of the student council, president of the band, president of everything, every school I ever went to, in all white schools, all these Caucasians just loved me. But I tell you what, man, being away from all of that racism in the United States on a minute-to-minute basis is wonderful. And when you I was in Guadalajara for like 4 or 5 years. I think I saw 3 Americans or Canadians in 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's different. It's different when you aren't when you don't have to encounter racism every day. Woo! Yeah. Miss Sam. Richard Moore. Most car rental companies do have a drop-off fee because they need to pay to get their car back to their location. I paid $1,200. That's about right. That'd be in Mexico. That's like 24,000 pesos driving from California to Georgia. Jamie, did you ever consider to visit Puebla? We have subscribers that live in Puebla. I've heard a lot about it. Now it's on my map. Being over here on the West Coast, it would just cost way too much money and take too much time to get there. Living in Morelia, now I can go. Jacqueline, Bill, how come I can't see my donation? I saw it. Let me scroll back up here. Here we go. There you go, girlfriend. There you go. Jacqueline, you's on the map, girl. There is your donation, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you, people, that just for showing up. Thanks for clicking the like button, but contributing to the channel. This is how I buy my food and pay my rent. And I just want to do this full time because it is a lot of fun. But Jacqueline, thank you so much. D, thanks. I will check it out. Char, thank you, Char, so much for contributing to the channel. I'll be using that $5 as soon as the broadcast is over today. Neil or Nee Andrews, speaking of colleges, has anyone fully completed an accredited online degree plan offered in English for engineering, medicine, or law remotely in Mexico? Very good questions. You guys speak right up about that. Jacqueline, click the like button. Thank you for advertising Liston Henry. Good morning. Great, Bill. Great show this morning. Hope you are doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Hat, I've done Duolingo and off for about 6 years, on and off for about 6 years. Currently burnt out and haven't done it for a couple of months. One of the best free sources for Spanish. Yeah, practice. Join a group. Join a conversational Spanish group. And that kind of forces you to practice, because hopefully you get together with these people. It's a group. Maybe you have 5 people, maybe 10 people. And people, they're people, and then it's a group. Then you kind of have to go to the group, and learning is fun, and you meet people and make friends. Matt, Bill, is your building having an eclipse watch party, and do you even care? Okay, that's a very good question, Matt. That is a super good question, and it's on my list of things to talk about. There are 500,000 people that have arrived in Mazatlán just for the eclipse. The eclipse is Monday. It starts at 10 a.m. and they're having a huge party. I'm going to call it a gathering on top of our building. So when you see me shoot the intros to my videos for the last year and a half, I go up to the top of the building. So where I shoot my intros, that's where they're having the gathering. So I'm going up there with Carlos. Me and Carlos are going to go up there, watch the eclipse. He's taking the bus from Morelia to get here. Go up there. They're having a big potluck up there. We'll hang out up there. If he wasn't coming, I was going to just go to the beach, take the drone down to the beach. But yeah, Mazatlán, it's party crazy here. The streets are crowded. It's like it's carnival down here. Carnival attracts 1 million people. But the eclipse has attracted 500,000 people. So I was just going to make the eclipse real quiet, go down to the beach, put the drone up, take some shots of people on the beach. That's kind of it. Wait till it gets dark, take some shots of that. But now that Carlos is coming down, well, now it's going to be an event. But thank you for asking. But it's a huge party going on. Hat. There's also, our crew Paul here on YouTube also for free. And I've heard that his Spanish classes are excellent. Lenora, I'm on 229 days of Duolingo. Good for you, Lenora Wilson. Nice job. And I congratulate you. Matt, thank you so much. I mean, you contribute every week. And I think that's it's greatly appreciated. You don't know. I wish everybody would contribute $5 every week. Woo! Then I could buy a brand new Mercedes. Ha ha ha. That'd be funny too. Lenora, see, and we're a family here. Also, if you're new here, you can see people asking questions, answering questions, and we're just a big family here. Most of us have been getting together like this for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. And so if you're new here, ask any questions you want. Ask any questions, make any comments, click the like button. If you like what you're hearing, click the subscribe button, and feel free to donate to the channel. I'm here every week. I've been here every week for about almost 2 years now. Let's keep rolling now. Let's keep rolling. Jamie, is there no blah, blah car in Mazatlán? Jamie, I don't know what that means. Blah, blah car. Solar power energy saves big money for other stuff like Mexican food and margaritas. Yeah. I paid. Oh, wait. Yeah, I paid this month. I paid like in the summer I paid like 300 pesos, like 15. No, in the winter I paid like $15 a month. Is that right? Yeah. In the summer I paid like $60 a month. Okay, so that's not a lot of money, but if solar panels is like living for free, I'd rather do that. Thank you, Ms. P. You pronounce my name Pochita. Oh, that's easy. Pochita. What a beautiful name, Pochita. Pochita. Let me write that down for next week. Pochita. Beautiful name, Pochita. Thank you very much. Miss Sam, I speak Spanish now. I learned over 400 words in less than a month. I never took a class in my life. Duolingo is phenomenal. I would say photogenic. Memory and quick brain. I love me some Spanish. And I think that what she just said is very important because she said she learned 500 words. And I was listening to some linguists talking about learning languages and how to learn them quickly. And they say that any person actually any person for any language on the planet, actually, the average person only uses about 1,500 words in their lifetime. That's your average person, 1,500. And also, knowing Spanish or learning Spanish, most Mexicans will work with you with your limited Spanish because because they'll use synonyms. Many Mexicans will work with you, and most Mexicans know a little bit of English or more. But learning Spanish will give you the confidence to get out and about and to have more fun. Dave James, I watch YouTube travel videos in Spanish. It is a great way to learn. Lenora Wilson, has anyone heard of the supposed new cartel scheme going on by telephone that's supposedly targeting wealthy timeshare adults? Okay, we're going to go on a bit here. I do want to talk about a telephone scam I encountered. Yeah, the cartels are all about the grind and nothing else. No interest in gringos. Sure, they might set all the buses on fire every once in a while, but they usher everybody off first. That's so true. The cartel is not going to mess with you. You know, just mind your own business. Mind your own business. Don't sell drugs. Don't sell large quantities of avocados, and you'll be just fine. Brian Maiden, but shootings happen everywhere in the world. So you just can't say that Mexico is dangerous. And Brian Maiden, that is just such an important what you just said is so important. They have so many shootings in the United States that if you go out and kill one or two people, you might not even get on the news anymore. That happens every day. It's not news anymore unless you kill like 5, 10, or 15 people. If you kill one or two people in the United States, well, that ain't nothing. That ain't no news, you know? I mean, you know, whatever. Yeah, okay. Pochita. The hottest humid place is Houston. The hottest humid place is in Houston, Texas. Just saying. I used to live there. Thank you, Pochita. Julie, thank you, Bill. I'm on Duolingo practicing with a friend who is a native speaker and taking classes. The best way to learn is to practice with someone that you can listen to. Very encouraging, Miss Sam. I haven't heard of any Mexican beach towns in central Mexico that aren't crazy humid in the summer. Baja's another story, but then Baja's mostly desert and ugly with only the beach to look at. Okay, now, with beach towns, if you can live on the beach, and I mean, I've lived, I was in a beach town in Malaki. I've said it before, right on the beach, Malaki. And it feels like it's cool because there's an ocean breeze most of the time. But yeah, on the West Coast, Mazatlán, Puerto Vallarta, Malaki, or even Verlaine lives in La Paz. She's flying here to Mazatlán. She wants to see something else. And I was talking with someone this week. Some guy. He's an American. His name is Johnny. Johnny just moved in here last week. He watches my videos. He just retired now. Him and his wife, who's from the Philippines. All they do is travel. And they're looking at Mazatlán to live because she loves the ocean. And what? I lived in Puerto Vallarta for 10 years. I saw the ocean every day for 10 years. And then I moved to Guadalajara, and I was wondering, would I miss the beach in Guadalajara, in Puerto Vallarta? I didn't miss it at all. I didn't miss it one bit. You know, in the ocean, I'm 3 blocks from the ocean. When I leave here today, I'm going to go pick up my laundry, do a little shopping here and there. I'm going to look at the ocean. When I shoot my intros, I'm looking at on the roof. I see the beautiful ocean and the little islands. You know, okay, that's all well good and fine, but nature is beautiful all over the world, especially green mountains and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. If you want to get bored with nature, go live in Columbus, Ohio. Try that. Good morning, Bill. She thinks so. She speaks. And everyone watching from the Dallas airport, traveling from Merida back to the daily grind. Well, girlfriend, I hope you had a good time. And thank you for joining us. She's in the airport. And again, if you're new here, that she speaks, so she thinks. She speaks, so she thinks. Joins us almost every week. And she was in Mexico. She's in the airport, but she thought that she would pop in and say hello. We're a big family here. So that's cool. Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden. How many mass shootings happen in Mexico? I mean, pretty much, I'm going to say mass shootings in Mexico pretty much don't happen. Yeah. Some students, they shot a bunch of them like 30 years ago. They're still looking for them. But as far as walking into an elementary school and people just killing a bunch of people in an elementary school, or that incident somewhere on the East Coast, about 15 people were in a church reading the Bible. They just happened to be black people, but they were in a church reading the Bible, and this is what that little young white dude walked in and killed them all dead. I've never heard of anything like that happening in Mexico. Facts. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at the USA. It's like every day. So people talking about the cartel. What about the cartel in Mexico? What? Yes, the list of places not to visit on the planet for every country. The most dangerous place to live in the world is the USA. all them people walking around with guns. You're in the grocery store. You look at somebody the wrong way, bam, you dead. You getting gasoline, you playing your music a little too loud, bam, you dead. I mean, come on, man. Let's get real. So this was a rural area outside of Columbus's in the what? That was okay, let's see. I graduated from high school in 74. So I think that we moved into that house in like 1964. We were there for 10 years. Yeah, so I was 1964 to 1974. Let's keep rolling here. Melanie Smith. Such a sad predicament for a person of color, the USA. And it's not all Caucasians in the United States. You don't know how many Caucasian friends that I have, but man, I mean, I grew up, I couldn't swim. I mean, I'm the president of the class, the president of the student council. I'm the only kid in the school that got in. I'm only kid in my high school that got in to like an Ivy League school. Okay. Everybody else in my class, they're going to go work at General Motors, factory, Fisher body plant. That's what they were going to do. I'm going to Dartmouth College. Okay. But I can't swim at the swimming pool next door. Literally next door, the Moose Lodge. And then a quarter mile up the hill, I can't swim in that swimming pool either. I mean, it just gets old real quick. The USA, it gets old real fast. Not that places like East Texas aren't still plenty racist. Texas, they're changing their license plates next month. They're changing their license plates now on all license plates in Texas. It's going to say incest is best. Okay, there you. That's all I got to say about Texas. But East Texas is full of evolutionary throwbacks. That's what I'm saying. Who enjoy using the N-word. And I heard this post this week talking about somebody from there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Yeah. Coco Mango, have you heard of Coppola Guerrero? No, I haven't. Fill us in. Thank you very much. Julie, speaking truth there, Bill. Racism wears the human spirit down. There is no new utopia, but living overseas brings much relief to the spirit and mind. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah. Get out of the country. A few years ago, and hey, feel free to click that donate button. I got to pay rent this month. Feel free to subscribe, click the like button. Oh, but also, where was I? Let me think about this. I was in, when I was in Puerto Vallarta, somehow I ran into this college professor in Pennsylvania, and every year she does this. She was a philosophy teacher, and she teaches about thinking. And there's a term for it. It's like something thinking. You guys would know it if you heard it. But every year with her college class, she goes through the 24-part series of HBO's Rome. So she wanted me to review each episode, put it on video, so and what I would think about each episode of Rome. And it talks about Rome from like the year 52, something like that. And it talks about Julius Caesar, the original Julius Caesar, and then the next Caesar, which was like his son or something like that. And it takes you all through the real life of the Romans. Those people were crazy, man. I thought that Jesus was the only one that got crucified. I mean, they were crucifying people like every day in Rome. When you would ride into Rome, they had like just a bunch of people that had been crucified. You know, you're riding into Rome, you got 20 people on the left and right been crucified. Little word to the wise, right? Don't come in here stealing, right? They had insurance companies back then. People's houses were burned down. They had insurance. And then Rome, Julius Caesar was the richest man in the world because the Romans, they just went from city to city capturing people, and they sold them off as slaves. When I was in 4th grade, they didn't teach us that in the 4th grade. We heard about the slaves in the United States, but they didn't tell us that the Romans, they would go from city to city. These are all white people, right? They were going from city to city, they go into a small town, take all the people, put them in little cages, all white people, and then they'd sell them. And Julius Caesar got a cut of everything, right? I mean, okay, so why am I talking about this? The Romans. Anyway, but watching that documentary, 24 parts about real Rome and all the people getting their heads cut off, all the incestuous relationships. To dye your hair, they use like goat urine. You want blonde hair, then you got to go put your hair in goat urine for like a week. I mean, wow. So, but that was, no, life is not a utopia, and all kinds of weird stuff happens all over the world. And, so, oh, wow. I guess I just went off. I just went off. I couldn't help myself. Okay, now here we go. Okay. We'll go to hat here. Okay. Hat. Currently, I'm the only gringa in mi oficina, and the Spanish immersion course isn't working. That's very, I'm the only gringa. And the Spanish immersion course isn't working. Now, that's very interesting. And I would suppose they're trying to get rid of the Spanish immersion course. Oh, well, hang in there, hat. Melanie Smith, don't forget to put an Eclipse filter on your camera and wear the protective glasses. Yes, when I get out of here today, one of the first things I'm going to do is go out and look for some special glasses. Yahoo. Okay, Brenda Sage, do you have any info on the water shortage in Mexico City? I have no info. Tell you what, go to Facebook, look up Facebook groups, and look up Mexico City expats. Ask those people. Here in Mazatlán, there are no shortages at all. Be careful with the solar eclipse on your camera lenses. It can be brutal. Thank you very much. Because William Stone, man, I was just sitting here thinking this morning. I was thinking, well, I think I'm just going to put my my camera up and just I'm just going to video the whole thing with my camera. I didn't even think of lenses. So thank you. I'm not doing that. Thank you, William Mustache Stone Man. Thank you so much. Okay, now, earthly color brown. Blessings to you. We got all kinds of new people showing up, and I hope that all these new people are clicking that subscribe button and click the like button. I'm learning Spanish alphabet. Then spelling words everywhere. Very good. And maybe I've said this before, but I remember being in this cafe in Puerto Vallarta owned by a Mexican woman, a young Mexican woman. She was about 32. And her niece was visiting her, I think for a couple of weeks from Guadalajara. And her niece was like maybe 8 years old. She's trying to learn English. And the Mexican owner of this cafe would have the niece in the cafe all day. And she spoke English. So to teach her niece English, everything in her cafe, the table, the knife, the fork, here's a refrigerator, Here's the stove. Here's the cup. Here's the plate. There's the cabinet. There's the bathroom. There's the toilet. There's the mirror in the bathroom. She had the English word for everything on a Post-it. So on the door, it said door, little Post-it, door. Fork, there's a little Post-it. It said fork. And do. That's a good way to learn some nouns in Spanish, and you won't forget. And for what it's worth, while I'm here babbling today, but first let me say hello to my friend Jack Webb. Hola, Bill. You're funny, Jack. Jack Webb, he works in the emergency room in Hazard, Kentucky. Oh, and he's with us every week, but he's working, and they're bringing people in. People are dying, and he can hear them in the ambulance. He's off emailing us, and they're in the ambulance say, help me, and because he would rather be in here with us, and he just bought property near Ajijic, between Ajijic and Chapala. It's called San Antonio. Hola, Jack Webb. Hola, Jack Webb. Oh man, we rocking and rolling this morning. I had something else to say, I forgot. Jamie, say hi to Carlos. He was really nice when I spoke with him. Carlos is great. I'm looking forward to meeting him. He's going to be my new landlord in Morelia. I'll meet him, I believe, Monday, if he can get tickets. Jamie, and if you're stuck, waiting for your Mac to get fixed, I have an old MacBook I'm not using. I can ship it to you. I'm good. I want to talk about that. But you guys might remember about 6 months ago, my iMac went out. I think it got electrically fried, actually. And so I bought a brand new MacBook Pro. It cost me like $2,800. I am so happy with the brand new MacBook Pro. It's the fastest Mac I've ever had. And I edit video, man. I mean, with my iMac, I changed the RAM. I added a new memory to it and all that kind of stuff. Just to start, it would take like 3 minutes to start Photoshop. It would take 3 or 5 minutes just to turn it on or turn it off. But then I got some more RAM and I got a new memory for it. That was only like $250, something like that. And it was fast. It was very fast. But my new PowerBook is faster than that. But anyway, so I've been working with that. And so I just took the iMac into the shop after it was dead for 6 months. I just took it in like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. It should be ready this week. And they're putting in a new logic board. They said the logic, and okay, the machine's 5 or 6 years old. Putting in a new logic board. I'll have that back this week. And I wanted to tell people that if you are working online down here, or if you use your computer a lot, one of the first things you want to do when you move to Mexico is find a computer doctor. Hopefully you move to a city that has a Facebook group, and ask the people, hey, I've got a Mac. Do you know anybody that works on Macs? I got a PC. Do you know anybody that works on PCs? In many malls, they have they don't have Apple stores in Mexico. I have not run into one. I bought my Mac. I think they call it like a Mac store, but it's not really an Apple store. They don't do any repair there. They will ship it out for repair. So one of the first things you want to do if you're working online, even if your machine is running great, one of the first things you want to do is find somebody to fix your machine. And if you're working online, I strongly suggest that you have two machines. You have your regular machine that you can count on, and then you have your backup machine. You don't want to be, if you're working online, you don't want to be, would have no machine. That's one of the most important things I have to say. William Mustache Stoneman, I'm struggling with Spanish preterite verbs now in Duolingo. Very much a challenge. Okay, my English, William Mustache Stoneman, my English is so bad. What do you mean preterite? Is that past tense? Help a brother out. Tell me what that means. So is Merida weather the same as Houston, Texas? I'm going to say yes. I haven't been there but from what I've heard, people ask me all the time about Merida, and they say it's hot and humid all year round. That's one reason I haven't not. I've heard it's a great place. People love it. People say it's the safest place in Mexico, but it's hot and humid all year round. I'm not going. Ha, ha, ha. Where peace, there is something different. I want to know if the cost of living is reasonable if you have a budget. Okay, I don't understand that question. Is Mexico dog and cat friendly, Mr. Dallas? Yes, Mexico is extremely dog and cat friendly. Like in the United States, they have what do they call them? What they have in the United States? The dog catchers. They don't even have dog catchers down here. If you're a wild dog, you just want to run around on the street your whole life. If you're a wild cat, you just want to be wild, be freaky, be out in the street with the other cats, doing the hoochie coochie thing, reproducing, just getting busy. Hey, down here, if you're a dog or a cat, you're free. And Mexicans love dogs and cats. When I lived in Puerto Vallarta, the lady across the street had 9 cats, but she had 9 cats because in Mexico there are mice and rats. So if you live almost anywhere in Mexico, rats and mice are kind of like roaches. I've never had a problem with them. I've never seen one in an apartment that I lived in, but the lady across the street had problems. So she had 9 cats. And in Guadalajara, I was in a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house in Guadalajara. And the lady I was living with, she saw mice. And we went around the corner to the cream shop. They call them, actually it's the milk shop, the creameria. Creameria, that's where they sell milk, cheese, everything cream. And the lady I was living with, she told the owner of the place, she said, hey, I saw a mouse in my place. She said, here, take our cat. And so the lady gave us her cat. And then we never saw a mouse again, and we kept the cat. The lady just gave us the cat. So if you live anywhere in Mexico, consider getting a cat because the mice and rats just disappear. But if you bring down your dog or your cat, people love dogs and cats in Mexico. Very friendly. Here you go. Merida is hotter. It was 105 degrees one day this week. You learn to go out early in the morning and the evening. Otherwise, you will literally melt. No, I'm not living like that. I will not. I lived like that last summer. I'm not living like that. I refuse. No. What is feel towards single women of color for permanent residence? I have not heard any bad reports on that. My cousin, she's single, she's black, she's 2 years older than me. She looks like she's 18. She's an artist. She lives in Ajijic. She lives in a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house and she loves it. She moved down. She's traveled the world. She's taught college. She's a professional artist. She taught college classes in Saudi Arabia. She's lived in Florence, grew up in Columbus, Ohio, my hometown, lived in New Jersey. She was one of the first web designers for Merrill Lynch. Then she moved to Montana for a while, moved to Guadalajara, and she loves it. I know many black women that leave the United States just generally and like move to Europe and just love it. Think about Tina Turner. Tina Turner with all that money and all that stardom. She said, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go live in what she moved to, like Switzerland. She was happier than crap. So yeah. Down here. But again, it depends on what are you looking for. Axel Foley. Based on where you lived before, what are the cons of living in Morelia? What are the cons? I can't think of any cons. For me, it's very affordable. It's beautiful there. The people were friendly. They have colleges there. Morelia has everything that I want. There are a lot of people there, but the traffic didn't seem. I don't drive. I don't see any downsides. I've been here almost 20 years. I don't see any downsides of Morelia. There you go. She thinks Queen is humid, hot, or dry, hot like Vegas or moist like Houston. I think she means moist. I think she means hot and humid. Hot and humid. That means you're going to melt. Jacqueline, Bill, are you in the golden zone? Jacqueline, no, I live. Okay, let's get out the map here. Are you in the golden zone? We're going to turn that message off just for a second so I could open this map here so people can see what you're talking about. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's zoom in on Mazatlán. Oh, that's out. Let's zoom in on Mazatlán. There we go. Let's zoom in some more because people may not know what the golden zone is. Oh, we're almost there. Let's zoom in again. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you can see El Centro down here, and from at the beginning of El Centro is right here, and all along the coast there, that is all Malecon. That is all boardwalk, brick boardwalk, and the ocean. It's beautiful all the way from El Centro up until you get to this. When you see a McDonald's, that's all over. I live up here by the marina, and I live in a place called Sabalo Country. So my apartment is about right here. So every 5 days a week, I leave my apartment, walk down this little road. I walk around the marina. I see that every morning when I take my walk, the marina. But you can see not far away from where I live right here is the Golden Zone. And they have a lot of bars there, a lot of restaurants. I can get a taxi to the Golden Zone for like $2, or I can walk there and be there in 15 minutes. A lot of bars, a lot of restaurants. There are churches there, of course, a lot of beach there. But it's kind of touristy. I do have friends that live there, but that is the Golden Zone. I would rather live in Morelia, personally. Okay, here we go. Liston Henry. Blah, blah is a car service that traverses to the different towns in the state that you are living in Mexico. Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Never heard that before. Brian has Mexico mixed up with America. Okay. Very good. Now, she thinks so she speaks. Earthly color, I've been treated well as a single woman. My make friends are very protective of and courteous towards me. It's very refreshing. Cool beans. Right on. We love to hear that. Sorry, folks. Stuff happens here at Silly Billy's World. Woo! And if for what it's worth, if you're here and you're new to the broadcast and you would like to donate to the channel, in the description below you can click the donate button, and there you can use PayPal, and that'll take you into Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, or even Discovery Card. Dave James, I go to Baja twice a year, and everywhere I've seen is beautiful. I've heard it's a wonderful place. Earthly color brown. What part he sat with them in prayer for 2 hours before he unalived them. What part? Yeah, he just walked in. He did. She's talking about the massacre. I forget what city it was in, but he even got a Bible and read with them before he killed everybody. Will you be returning to Morelia? We are looking to relocate in 2024. Richard, I prefer colonial cities up in the mountains over beach cities. I love the colonial cities. That's another thing I like about Morelia. Morelia, these buildings in El Centro and all around the town, they're fabulous. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the architecture. And most of this architecture is like 300-400 years old. You've got like a McDonald's in this building that's like 500 years old. It's wild. Okay. Yeah, well, just look around, and that's why I tell people earthly color brown. Don't just get here and then travel around till you find your spot. Hat, just don't rent a Jeep and go bouncing around jungle trails where you might stumble into an area where the cartel is operating. Muy peligroso. Yeah, that can happen. It can happen. Don't worry about it. I'm a resident and I have a home here. I'll be back this summer. Racism is the reason we are getting out. Black and brown women and men are not celebrated America. Dr. Arlene Garner wrote a book called Weathering about the real effect of race. So true. So true. She speaks how we can connect and appreciate that. I am encouraged. And thank you so much, Earthly Color Brown. And again, I'll say it. I should just say it every week. But if you're a person of color in the United States, it is no picnic. And people don't like to talk about it. But that stuff that's going on in like Florida, it's almost being gay in Florida. Don't say gay. What? What? That's like a law, right? Don't say gay. Are you serious? No, I mean, it's just crazy, man. Whatever. Now, well, I'm from Texas, and it's a very big place with a number of modern cities and normal attitudes regarding race in most of it. Nobody gives a F what color anybody is, but East Texas, yeah, LOL. Yeah, but tell you what, what you find out how people really think when their white daughter comes home with a black guy. That's when you really figure out what people really think about. She thinks, so she speaks. Learn Spanish. Preply online classes will help you become conversational. You need to participate in real conversations. Very good. I totally agree, Cody. Can I look at the solar eclipse? Cody, you did not really ask us that question, did you, Cody? You're kidding, right? Here, Cody, if you do that, go ahead, put them binoculars up to your eyes. Do it for 4 hours. What's going to happen is all of a sudden bubbles going to start popping out of your head, and then you'll be blind. That's okay. What do you think about that? Now, real conversations, got it. Yes. Learning Spanish with my family. Keep on going with that. Oh, the Roman was absolutely murderous, genocidal. Those people were crazy, man. Those people were nuts. Wow. The Roman, I am so excited to pause rest. My Octavia Rohim. Okay, right on. Okay, now, Julie, thank you. Thank you so much, Julie, for contributing to the channel to keep our lights on and our equipment good. Also, something that I haven't said in a while is, Julie, I truly thank you for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. If I want to say this on a side note, but it's like the image that you're seeing right now is coming from my iPhone 8. And whenever you see me shooting intros, or anymore when you see me shooting any video, it's coming from my iPhone 8. Now, this image over here is from my Canon M60. This camera cost me about $550. And it has so many knobs and little buttons on it. You almost have to go to college to learn how to use it. But when I got my drone, that's when I started using my iPhone 8 more and more for video, especially if I'm on the road, I'm out in a plaza, then I'm going into a church with my Canon M50. I could put it on automatic focus, but it didn't come out so well. So I would have to stop, change my lighting adjustments, and then walk into the church. But with my iPhone 8, I just walk into the church. Everything's good. So if you're going to do video and you have a camera that is 2 or 3 years old, you don't need to buy a nice camera unless you're going to go work for NBC or something. If you're going to go work for National Geographic and they're going to pay you like $200,000 a year, something like that. But for my iPhone 8, and that's like 7 versions back. My iPhone 8, I am totally happy with it. I'm just saying. Earthly Color Brown, hot hat. Try speaking to neighbors and locals. Yes. We have no sun in Alaska, Bill. You're in Alaska? Oh, no. You have no sun. You're in Alaska? You didn't tell us that. Okay, and you guys can talk back and forth to each other. David, I think the water shortage in Mexico has been going on for about 6 weeks or so. Yeah, that when we started talking about it here on this broadcast, that was a couple of 3 weeks ago. I've subscribed when we decided to relocate to Mexico. Hit the like button. Go ahead. Yeah, hit the like button. Donate to the channel. Love that. Post it idea to learn Spanish. Ray Garcia. I'm going to miss my 3 guns when I leave Texas. I've never owned a gun. I've never owned a gun in my entire life. I have a client that I teach him web design stuff. He's in Pittsburgh. He's crazy. He's a total mega Trump lover. I mean, he's crazy. And he asked me about living in Mexico, and he said, "Can I bring my guns to Mexico?" I said, "No, man, you can't bring your." And that freaked out. He said, "Well, I'm not coming. I need my guns." That's crazy. And okay, I mean, it's just crazy. Guns? Who needs guns? That's just crazy. It's crazy. That's why more people get killed in the United States than any other place on the planet. Like in Japan, they have like 8 murders a year from guns. I mean, it's stupid. That's what it is. Because in the United States, they don't educate people. A lot of people, they just been out. I mean, people aren't educated. They get mad. They got a gun in their pocket. When you get mad, it's time to kill somebody. It's crazy. That's just stupid. And there you go, you guys. I learned Spanish from a YouTube channel, 7-Day Spanish. Very good. Then I started watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts in Spanish. Started formal lessons online a year ago. And again, listening. Find some Spanish musicians that you like. There's a lot of really funky music. I mean, they have rap in Spanish all over the world. Rap, jazz, funk, specifically jazz, new jazz that was written by Mexicans, all in Spanish. Find some of that, listen to that, and find out what do you call that? Translation. Get the translation. Find the music. Get the song translated. Listen to the music, and listen to the music. Sing along with the music, and then start understanding the words. Make the whole experience enjoyable. Woo! On it. Right on, girl. You get on it. Any advice on what first steps would be in finding rentals? Okay. What you want to do? I did a video on that. About, let's see here. I did a video on that about a month ago. And I'm going to pull the video up for you. Let's see now. I'm looking. Let's go over here. Okay. And I'm going to put this link. Here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm looking for the video. Here we go. Right there. Let's go over here. And everyone, thank you for being so patient. Thank you for being so patient as we help people that are just trying to find their way. But I'm going to put this link, finding an apartment in Mexico. I'm going to hit that send button. And then I'm going to post the link now. And this video will tell you everything you need to know with what I think is the best way to find an apartment in Mexico. And look who's here. Brenda Sage. Thanks, David. I want to visit Mexico City, but I need the water shortage to be over. I bet you just go to Facebook, go to some Facebook groups, see what the situation is in various parts of town. Hat. Also keep in mind the keyboard is configured. Hat. That is, yeah, you guys don't know because, yeah, you buy a computer in Mexico, and the keyboard is configured totally differently, and it will drive you freaking crazy. Oh, yeah, it will drive you nuts. That is a key consideration. It takes you like 10 months to learn how to make a capital A. Excellent point. Excellent point. Jacqueline, Bill, what area does Rudy and his wife live in? Well, let's look at the map again. We're over here. Let's look at the map again. Very good. Okay, now, so I live right here in Sabalo country. And let's see here. Here's Sabalo country. Here's the marina. So I think they live right about over here. Here's Sam's Club. Yeah. Where you see Sam's Club, they live about a quarter mile from Sam's Club. And also there's a Walmart there. There's all types of new development going on there. They live in a brand new like condo development area. And they love it. And there are very little Canadians or Americans living there. And I'm surprised that they love it so much. When I saw them last week, they were just very happy. Dave James, Mexico is the world's largest off-leash dog park. Dogs in Mexico are so spoiled. The wild dogs. You'll see wild dogs. You'll see the same one every day laying out in the middle of the street, sleeping. People don't run over them. People don't bother them. People give them food every day. Yes. People love dogs in Mexico. Wow. Mice and rats. Didn't know that. Yes, right. We have rats and mice all over the world. There you go. Yes. Okay. That's very good. Yes. Dave, I once saw a rat walking behind a cat. That's hilarious right there. Mr. Dowse. Yeah. Okay. Now, Terry Don Marshall. Hola. Look who's in the house. None other than Terry Don Marshall. We'll have to talk here. Don't call me after the broadcast, but maybe sometimes tomorrow we can talk. I am so excited about the beginning and kudos to your cousin. Loved Europe, but cannot do the cold. No, I'm not doing cold and snow. And Europe is expensive. Cody, I have never seen rats or mice by me in Mexico. I've seen one rat. I saw a dead rat flat on a road one time. I saw one rat in the garbage one time. I'm seeking peace. Racism in the corporate America has changed me and desire a reset outside of America. Come on down and enjoy your freedom. The rainy season is coming up soon. I tell you what, I've been down here a long time, Cody, and even when it's rainy season, when I first got to Puerto Vallarta, I got here in February, and sometimes it would rain every day. But for that year, it would start at 3 and it would stop at like 5 or 6. Then the sun comes out again. So the sun's out. Then there's a big thunderstorm at 3, from 3 to 5. Then at 6 o'clock, then it stops, and then the sun comes out. So rainstorms in Mexico are not like Columbus, Ohio, or New Hampshire. And in Columbus, Ohio, or New Hampshire, it might rain for 2 weeks at a time. Gray sky for 2 weeks at a time. I haven't been in Mexico anywhere where that happens. But when you have rainstorms down here in Mexico, God don't play down here in Mexico. If there's a thunderstorm, you know it's going on. Yeah, you got to go. You have to go put on a seat belt in your living room because that lightning be ripping and roaring, baby. No, it ain't like no Ohio storm. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Okay, yeah, here we go. I heard it get too hot on the beaches. It's on the beaches. This time of year, the beach is okay. But in the summertime, it's hotter than heck. It's hot as hell on the beaches in the summertime. This time of year, it's wonderful. All depends on when you get there. Okay, there you go. My keyboard is typing on its own. Cody, did you know Cinco de Mayo is only celebrated in Pueblo? Huh. Okay, whatever. Bill, I will visit you when you come to Pueblo. Okay, cool. Right on. We'll have to hook that up. Bill, did you hear about the earthquake in New Jersey? Yes, I read about that this morning. And Marjorie Taylor Greene says it's a sign of God that we're doing bad things here. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene says. Okay, sip some water, dear. Yes. How is the pizza in Mexico? I'm going to say the pizza in Mexico pretty much sucks. Okay, let me think about that a minute. I've been here almost 20 years. I've only had one good piece of pizza, and that was in Chapala. And there's a guy in Chapala, he's Italian. And that was the best pizza I'd ever had in Mexico. He's Italian. You can find his place. I forget the name of the place. Oh, it's called Romeo and Juliet's. It's right on the Malecon. They have two Malecons in Chapala. So you have to find the Malecon that is in front of the park. Find Romeo and Juliet's, or they have a Facebook group, and you can find them there. Romeo and Juliet's, best pizza I've ever had in Mexico. I bought Domino's pizza in Puerto Vallarta. I hadn't had Domino's pizza in like forever, but right on the Malecon, right in El Centro in Puerto Vallarta, right on the ocean, they have a Domino's pizza. And I hadn't had pizza in so long. I said, oh, what the heck? I'm going to get a large pepperoni and cheese with peppers pizza. I haven't had one in so long. I'm going to give it a shot. So I bought it. It was large. It was rectangle. Okay. I took it home. I ate a couple of pieces. It tasted like ketchup on a cardboard box. That's what it tasted like. It was Domino's. It tasted like ketchup on a cardboard box. Yeah. There you go. That's all I have to say about that. People spoke of the elevation and altitude in the mountains. Oh, yeah. In the mountains, some people have problems with that. I don't have a problem. And Jamie, I want to thank you. Have one of those great Mexican beers on me, amigo. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. That is how we pay our bills down here. And thank you for appreciating. We appreciate your donation. Brian Maiden. Well, Bill and folks, have a great Saturday. Another great show. We will see you all next Saturday. Peace and love to all. Thank you, pretty boy Brian Maiden, for joining us today. And then Helen says, I'm still laughing about Cody's question. It must be about the binoculars question. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Bill, how did you learn Spanish? Okay. Watch my I married a Mexican woman. That's the best thing. If you want to learn Spanish, marry a Mexican partner and live with them for 8 years. And if they don't speak English, that's how you can learn Spanish. That's how I did it. You are too funny, Bill. You keep me in stitches. I'm glad you appreciate my humor. Fairbanks, Alaska. Okay, Cody. A real man doesn't need guns. Thank you so much. Cody, I'm a real man. I'm a real man. Yeah. Yeah, that's some stupid crap. Guns. Yeah, just get rid of them. Yeah, that's that. That's that. Okay, I like Banda. I don't like any of that. Hat. Otho. Poor rural people in the U.S. depend on their rifles for. Okay, I can see that. And depend on rifles for deer hunting and meat through the winter. And if a woman living in an urban situation where everybody else has guns wants one, well, I'd say it's just time to get out of that country. If everybody has to have a gun where you live, it's time to leave and get the hell out of there, because that's just crazy. Now, if you're hunting and you're getting some deer, get some possums, some raccoon, okay. Get maybe you eat rattlesnakes, you shoot them with guns, fine. For hunting, fine. But day to day, if you live in a community where you have to have a gun, it's time for you to leave, because there are places where you can leave where people do not have guns. There you go. All right, now, wow, it's hot here in GDL. Yeah, I bet it's not too bad. I bet it's not too bad. We will have to link up, Mr. Bill, when we arrive. Hunt me down and we will be cool. Oh, there you go. There's the finding me apartment link, and there's the link. Click on that. That'll tell you all about finding apartments. And look, it's from Bill Dallas Lewis. I saw that. I thought somebody was look, there's a post there's a post by Bill Dallas Lewis. Somebody ripped off my name. What's going on with that? Okay, we'll just keep on going here. Mr. Bill will watch video after you're live on finding an apartment. Do that. Got the link. David recently bought a laptop here. You're right. The keyboard is driving me crazy. You guys, that was such the good message. And it's something that you would never think of when I got my Mac PowerBook, the new one. I've only had it maybe 4 months. This keyboard is almost normal. It's unbelievable. I can actually use it, but I've got my old keyboard. It's like living on a different planet. You guys don't know. You come down here, you're trying to figure out, well, where's the @ sign? Where's /? No. Dogs in Mexico are different. They trot straight down the sidewalk like they got business to attend to. People to see, things to do, free meals to collect. They are funny. Yeah, dogs in Mexico. And thank you. First of all, let me thank you guys for showing up. Thanks you guys for showing up and sharing ideas. Thanks for your comments. You guys are hilarious. Yes, but you got to be here. When I used to walk in Chapala, we would walk around the lake, and then there would be like packs of wild dogs, like 5 or 6 of them, but they knew who I was, so they were friendly with me, and they're like, and we would take them leftover food, you got leftover this, leftover that, and they knew we were coming with some leftover food. You know, we give it to left, and you know, it was really cool. And then there are some meat markets that feed the stray dogs like every morning. Dogs down here are a real trip. I never saw a wild dog here in Guadalajara. And looking back, Jacqueline, I mean, I lived in Guadalajara for 4 or 5 years. I don't remember seeing a wild dog in Guadalajara. Yeah, but there are many wonderful dogs there. Julie, what months are the low tourist season in Mexico? And for those of you that don't know, and we have 64 people in the house. We have 54 likes. We have people donating to the channel. Feel free to do that. But what are the low tourist season in Mexico? Low season. First, let's talk about high season. High season goes, what does that mean? High season is when the tourists come to Mexico. And so high season, when all the tourists come, is usually when the weather is best, the prices go up. High season is April 15th to October. Ooh, no. High season is from October 15th to April 15th. And I tell you what, I remember living in Puerto Vallarta. I lived there year round. April 15th is the low season. That's when it gets hot and humid in many places. Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlán, Malake. And so April 15th, people just leave. And I remember being in Puerto Vallarta in October. So for 6 months, you see a limited amount of Canadians and Mexicans. I mean, it's like they disappear. And okay, so you're in Puerto Vallarta for 6 months, and pretty much all you're seeing is Mexicans. All Mexicans for 6 months. And then in October, all of a sudden you're walking down the street one day and you look around and there's like 200 white people. It's like, and you're freaked out. You're just like, what? What's going on? It's almost like an alien invasion. You forgot there were a lot of white people, right? And I remember it happened to me in Puerto Vallarta. I looked around. Who are these people? And it's shocking, but it's real. Like, it's April now. Today is April the 6th, and all these Canadians are packing up and leaving. By the end of this month, all these Canadians will be gone. All of them. There'll be nobody here in the building except for me and a few Mexicans. That's it. Seat belts in a thunderstorm. Hey, you got to come down and try it. I'm telling you, you'll think you'll need one. You come down here for a thunderstorm in Mexico along the coast, and you'll think that the world is coming to an end for sure. Yes, you will. Hat. It's a sign of your crooked secret governments, weather shenanigans. That's what it's a sign of. That's funny. A just tinfoil hat. Oh, that's hilarious hat. That is hilarious. Thank you so much. Julie, Bill, have you featured any assisted living facilities in Mexico, or is it possible to hire an aide or companion to care for an elderly person? I may have to bring my mom. I would like to know more. Very good. And where I live right now, they have a sign. Where I live, it's a really nice place. The owners put a lot of money into this place. There are many. I'm going to say most people that live in this building are like 65 or older. It's not an assisted living community, but in the elevator, they have a sign for a place that looks just like this with a pool like this. And it is an assisted living community. So yes, they have those places all over Mexico. In Chapala, when I would walk in the morning, I remember they had a sign for one that was in the Chapala Ajijic area. And I think they were charging like $1,100 a month. And that covered, that was a place to stay, 3 meals a day, medical care. I think it was like, but this is, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, but $1,100 a month. I remember in Ajijic, there was a very expensive place to stay. And then there was a very inexpensive place to stay where they only had maybe 8 people in there, very inexpensive. And also to have someone live with you. This woman, when I lived in Guadalajara, I knew this younger woman, and her grandmother was 97 years old. And so she had a man that lived with her. She's 97. She had this guy living with her. I'd say he was about 40, but he just lived there. I don't think he really did anything. Then maybe he just lived there to like watch out for her. Then she had a lady that would come in and cook meals for her. She would come in, cook a main meal, stick it in the refrigerator. So, and clean. She would clean the place, but finding services like that in Mexico, people that will live with you or that will come in and make meals for you, that is a very regular thing and very affordable in Mexico, as well as assisted living situations. David, I don't know why, but they don't use mozzarella cheese on the pizza here. Oh man, I tell you, man, that pizza situation here in Mexico, I don't even try it. You can try it. Go ahead and try it. And you can stay here long enough. You can stay here long enough to where it's kind of like, oh, well, it kind of tasted like pizza, like a little bit. But, I mean, I grew up with real Italian. Even in Columbus, Ohio, which is a big hick town, Columbus, Ohio had Italian families right from Italy that would make pizza that would knock your socks off. Don't give me this stuff down here and tell me it's pizza. Coco Mango. Adios, Coco Mango. Thank you so much for joining us. That's right, Cody. She thinks so. She speaks. Thanks for all you do, Bill. She speaks so she thinks. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Thank you for understanding that this is how I pay my rent. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Have a great trip. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. No, guns kill people. If you didn't have guns, then people would have to use like razor blades or forks or spoons to kill each other. Spoons don't kill people. People kill people. Let's see what Jack Webb is talking about. I've eaten rattlesnake. It's not bad. I've eaten rattlesnake also. It was all right. It was okay. Blue butterfly. How do you deal with these scammers in Mexico? Oh, I've dealt with scammers. I worked for a major corporation. I blew the whistle on them. And for me to keep my job at this major corporation, I was going to have to steal $300 million a year from my customers. This was a Fortune 500 company. Abraham Lincoln worked for this company. And for me to keep my job, I was going to have to scam people out of $300,000 a year. I blew the whistle on them. it ended up, it was a national problem. I blew the whistle on them. I called the FBI, and the FBI turned me on into the United States Postal Inspectors, who are way worse than the FBI. Then I contacted the Wall Street Journal. I contacted ABC's 2020. And these scammers, it ended up that they were stealing millions and millions of dollars from businesses all over the United States. It was a big scam. And I sued the F out of them because they were scamming so bad. There are so many scams going on in the United States. Look at Donald Trump. He's the biggest scam artist that ever walked. I think Mexican scammers learned from Donald Trump how to scam. So before we start talking about scam in Mexico, let's just, if you really want to talk about scammers, let's talk about scammers in the good old USA that just invented the crap out of how to be a good scammer, and even how to become president of the United States doing your scam thing. Just stealing money from people and old ladies and farmers, anybody you can scam, and he wants to be president again. Enough said. I agree with you about owning guns. Time to leave. Thank you, Ann. Thank you so much. How do you stop the gringo pricing? Oh, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Dogs in my Mexico are on a mission. Yeah, man. Dogs are cool. Too hot. Too hat. You are exactly right. Yeah, Hat, if you ever get down here, when I move to Morelia, you'll have to come visit Dave and I and his wife. We'll have a good time. Okay, now. Okay, Brenda Sage. Okay, now. Valerie. What's up, Valerie? Are you in Port Orchard now? This is Valerie. I have no idea what you're talking about. Jack Webb. Julie S. There is a private, there you go. There's a private nursing home directly behind my house in San Antonio. It looks to be a nice place. It's not an assisted living facility, but it's a nursing home. And Jack Webb lives his home, though he's in Kentucky. Right now he's working in Hazard, but Jack Webb lives in let's see, where does Jack Webb live? Jack Webb lives here's Chapala over here on the right, and there's Ajijic over he lives between Ajijic and Chapala. But so he's saying there are assisted, so there are places like that. I lost where I am. I'm lost. There he is. Memo. Memo only thinks I'm kidding. Okay. Jack Webb, thank you very much. There you go. We are all family here. We answer questions for people. Julie, thank you. Bill, for the info. Very encouraging. Yeah. Anything that you would pay money for down here, you can get it done. Anything. People are very innovative down here. Any way that you can enhance their economic environment, people will give you the cash. D Buzzard, Ola D Buzzard. Oh, hell yes. I used to work for the United States Postal Inspector. That's funny. Authority is on a par with the FBI, and they're responsible for a lot of big busts. People don't know. People have no clue the power of the United States Postal Inspector. Because when I blew the whistle on this big corporation, I worked in this huge office, right? They had like hundreds of filing cabinets, like 200 people working in this one big room. And the postal inspectors came in after I blew the whistle on them. I was there and just took all their files. They were shocked. Oh, that was hilarious. Hell yeah. Don't play with the United, and the catch all for the United States postal inspectors is they cover anything that goes in the mail. So if you screwed over anybody and you put something in the mail, you're screwed, man. You're screwed. Maybe you go to the FBI, but they don't. FBI doesn't touch the mail. The United States postal inspectors, anybody that has anything to do with the mail, that's a whole different story. People just don't know. Okay, yeah, fight the scammers, right? Okay. Rental scams exist. Yeah, everybody's scamming everybody. Yeah. Mark, buenos dias, Mark. Glad to see you in the house. Thank you, Bill, for another great video. Jacqueline, thank you for showing up. I hope after your after surgery situation gets better and better. Thank you, Jacqueline, as always, for contributing to the channel. Yes, I thank you, Earthly Color Brown. I try to bring it on when it's appropriate. USA is the University of Schemes and Lies. There you go, man. Brenda Sage, good for you, Bill. You're a smart man with integrity. Love that. That would be me most of the time. Buenos dias from Austin, Texas. Great to have you in the house. Oh, come on with the Trump derangement syndrome. Don't get me started on the Biden crime family. Just cram them all in the same toilet. Give it a flush and hope Trump's hair doesn't clog, or his makeup. It could be his hair or his makeup. Whatever. Bill, can you drink beer in an open container in public? Axel Foley, I'm going to say, generally speaking, yes. Generally, you can be in the taxi, you can be driving a car. Well, not really. Pretty much you can, sort of. But you can pretty much drink a beer. I was in Morelia sitting in front of my hotel. They had these wonderful park benches all the way along the street with these trees. It was beautiful. So I was sitting out there, drinking a couple of beers, sitting on the park bench under the trees, people walking by. And this guy was on a motorcycle. He was doing something at a shop down the street. He came over, Mexican guy. He came over, introduced himself. He's an attorney in Morelia. And he told me, he says, hey, you should maybe put your beer in a cup. He's an attorney. He says, yeah. Then the police, they won't do anything. So you can have it in an open container. And if you come to Mazatlán, you're going to see people walking all over the beach, down the streets. They got a can of Corona. They have a can of Pacifico. People just walking around. Same with Puerto Vallarta. But I'm going to say it depends on what cop stops you. One cop may just look at you and drive away, walk away, whatever. Another cop may want to take you away. It depends on if their wife gave them sex that morning, whatever. Okay. So, for me, I would prefer to just get an empty cup that looks like a cup of Coca-Cola and pour the beer in there. And then I'm all good. Valerie Torrance, I'm sorry, I meant Puerto Vallarta, but you answered my question when you were talking to someone else. Valerie, good to see you again. Why did you leave the Chapala area? Long story, but we're here to inform. Somebody asked me that this morning on our channel. Same question. Maybe I should make a maybe I should make a video about that, but I kind of did. I was living in Chapala. And then I started my YouTube channel, and this guy named Rob, he sells dildos in Chapala, but he has a Reina bed. He has Reina Del Mar bed and breakfast restaurant in El Centro in Mazatlán. So he says, hey, come on my tour in Mazatlán for a week and make videos, and you can stay for free. So he had 15 people in his van from Ajijic. We go to Mazatlán, spend the week, spend it in his bed and breakfast. So we go through El Centro to Stone Island, all these really neat places. We eat seafood. And after I took that trip from Chapala to Mazatlán, I knew that I wanted to live in Mazatlán. So I just moved here. In a nutshell, that is what happened. General rule in the U.S. and most of the world, if it's on your TV, it's bull. Okay. As are U.S. elections, which are such a joke. The Carter Center can't even audit them like they do real democracies. Okay. We're open here. We're open here on the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We're just trying to figure it out. But I think that in the United States, I think elections are pretty fair, actually. That's what I think. Okay, now, well, kind of. Kind of, sort of. That's funny. Okay, now I'm being scammed here, and I have to fight it to the hilt. Okay. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. And we're going to talk about some real scam here in a minute. Got to head out. Going to Lexington. Jack Webb, thank you for joining us this morning. I hope it's Saturday. I hope you got some good food that you're going to fix up, and you and your wife, you have a good time. Thank you for joining us. Rudy, hey, it's Bill. Hey, Bill, it's Sheila's good morning. It's Sheila. Hey, Bill, it's Sheila. Okay. If any of your followers want to chat about our experience and locations, we are happy to help. Okay, I was wondering about that because people have asked me, they've said, well, let me backtrack here. Ruda and Sheila, they moved here, if I'm not mistaken, from Reno. Did you guys move here from Reno? And they watched some of my videos. Rudy was hesitant to move here, but Sheila was watching the videos. She told him, watch the videos. And so, but they've been down here about almost a year and a half now. They're African Americans. I believe Sheila is my age. I'm not going to squeal on you, girl. Tell people your age. Rudy's I think he's about 3 or 4 years older than me. African Americans, they love living in Mazatlán. They love it. And I made a video with them where they share their stories. And that video's had about 30,000 views. And it's an incredible story. And people ask me all the time, well, how can I contact Sheila and Rudy? So now, Sheila, I'll just give the people your email address. There you go. But there she is. Her husband is Rudy. She is Sheila. Fabulous, happy people who have changed their life, and they are enjoying the joys of living in Mexico. Jacqueline, hi, Rudy. Can I email you guys? Okay. I will. She just gave it up. I will. Jacqueline, I have your email. I will send you Sheila's email. If I don't send it out later today, Jacqueline, send me a reminder email. Rudy and Sheila, do you guys have a car? No, they do not have a car. They do not have a car. They get around all on Uber and Didi, and they do it very well. They need to go to El Centro. They need to go anywhere. It's Uber or Didi. They do not have a car. Okay, now, Lois. Hey, Bill. Love your live chats and videos. Moved to close to PV last summer from British Columbia, I think. Thanks for all the info you share. Very happy to do it. Bill, how's the weather? The weather right now is, I'm going to say the weather is perfect. The weather is perfect here this morning. It was probably about 55 degrees. Right now, my time right now it's 10:55 my time. Outside right now is probably 72, somewhere between 72 and 80. It'll probably get up to like 82, 83 today. I'm going to say it's partly cloudy, meaning that there are lots of what do you say? There's lots of blue sky here today. Lots of blue sky here today. Okay, I want to share with you guys something kind of strange that happened to me this week. I got a phone call. This was really strange. I have a U.S. phone number and I have a Mexico phone number. So somebody calls me on my U.S. phone number and they said, this is Amazon and we're calling to verify a purchase you made for an iPhone for $1,500. And I said, no, I haven't bought anything on Amazon for 3 or 4 months. And then the guy says, well, what is the name on your Amazon account? Okay, and then I almost gave him the answer for that. But I'm thinking, well, if you're calling me from Amazon, you already have all of that information. So I told the guy, I said, what? I'm not giving you my name. I'm not giving you the name on my Amazon account. And then I said, you tell me, what is my middle name? Just like I said, what is my middle name? Then the guy said, F you, and he hung up. Now, when the guy first called, I could hear it sounded like hundreds of voices in the background. It was like, blah, 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 like lots of people on the phone like this guy. And it was a scam. This guy, I could just see it happening. This guy, he wanted me to give him my full name. I bet he wanted to know my address. Next, he would want to know my credit card number, then my PIN number, all saying that he is Amazon, trying to figure out if it was me that really purchased this $1,500 iPhone. So just a word to the wise, I don't think that you need to live in Mexico for that to happen to you, but it did happen to me this week. Okay, you guys. So we've been at it. We've been at it for almost 3 hours now. And so I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to shut this bad boy down. If you're watching the show, I've got to find the appropriate buttons here. If you're new to the show, please click that subscribe button if you want to. If you're new to the show, please click the like button. And if you want to donate, click that donate button. Just give away. Also, if you're watching the rebroadcast and you would like to donate to the channel, There's a link below in the description, and it's a PayPal link. You get in there. You don't have to be a PayPal user, but you get in there and you can use PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express, or even Discovery Card. So that's all I got today, folks. We're getting ready to adios, amigo. I'm going to go out here and see if I can find some glasses for the Eclipse on Monday. So that's it, folks. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting not live from Mazatlán, Mexico. This is the Bill. Oh, wait, I'm broadcasting live. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlán, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. I say to all of you, love you all. Thanks for coming and sharing your time with us this morning. And all I can say is adios, hasta luego, and que te vaya bien. I hope to see you all soon. Love you. Bye-bye.